Ever get that feeling? Phone buzzes, number you don't recognize, and it's like your stomach just drops. Scam.
Like instant dread.
The worst. Or how about that email? The one that seems, I don't know, too good to be true.
Yeah.
Clicking and hoping for the best, but bracing for the worst. Well, today we're digging into how Apple's trying to, wrangle that digital chaos, with these new Business Connect features.
It's about time.
Right. Because it feels like the online world is just one giant proceed with caution sign these days.
Totally. And we're all just, supposed to become security experts overnight?
Apparently. But so Business Connect, this is what Apple's playing digital bodyguard now?
That's the idea, yeah. So they actually first launched Business Connect back in 2022, I think it was.
Yeah.
But it was pretty bare bones. Businesses could manage how their info shows up on Apple Maps and things like that. Useful, but not exactly groundbreaking. But now,
yeah,
they're rolling out these updates, and these have the potential to seriously change how we experience, like everything, our inboxes, our phones, you name it.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Let's talk specifics. What's got you so, I don't know, excited?
Picture this. You're going through your emails, right? And it's, the usual mess. But then, bam, there's an email from your bank. But it looks different. Their real logo, the same font they use on their website. Even the colors match perfectly. No more guessing if it's the real deal or some scammer. And that's branded mail.
So it's like a verified badge, but for my inbox? Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Especially with, phishing scams and everything getting more and more sophisticated by the day.
Right. It's getting harder and harder to tell the difference.
Yeah.
But, there's got to be a downside, right? Like, are we just giving companies a free pass to spam us with even flashier, more, I don't know, in-your-face marketing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a worry, for sure. Will some companies push it? Probably. But think about it this way. Right now, it's scarily easy for a scammer to just, copy and paste a company's logo into an email. Make it look pretty convincing, actually.
Yeah.
But with branded mail, it's a lot harder to fake that level of detail. The fonts, the colors, everything has to be consistent. So in a way, it levels the playing field a bit.
Interesting. So it's less about giving companies more tools and more about helping the legitimate stuff stand out from the noise.
Exactly. And it gets even more, interesting with this business caller ID thing.
Yeah.
So imagine this. Your phone's ringing, and instead of just saying unknown caller or whatever, it actually shows you the company's name. Like their actual name, their logo, maybe even the department they're calling from.
Okay, that's pretty slick. No more panic Googling a number to see if it's a scam or not. But what about, I don't know, smaller businesses, the ones who maybe can't, I don't know, jump through all the hoops to get this set up? Does this end up hurting them?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Could it create a two-tier system where the businesses with more resources can afford to look all official and trustworthy and the smaller guys get left behind? Absolutely. But on the flip side, maybe this pushes everyone to step up their security game.
Interesting. So many angles to consider. It all sounds, promising on paper, but when are we actually going to see this stuff in action?
So Apple's playing it cautious, which I kind of respect. Branded mail is supposed to be rolling out later this year, so pretty soon. But the caller ID thing, that's probably more like next year sometime.
Okay, so a slow rollout, testing the waters a bit, seeing what happens.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of unintended consequences could pop up.
Exactly. And speaking of unintended consequences, this is a big question, but will it work? Will these features actually make things safer, more trustworthy, like Apple's hoping? Or will the scammers just find, new ways to exploit the system?
Right, because they always do.
Always. And then what about privacy? To make this all work, companies are going to have to share more of our data with Apple.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a whole other can of worms.
Right. How's that data being used? Is it being protected? So much to think about. And it seems like we're just at the beginning of this whole digital identity revolution, or whatever you want to call it.
Totally.
Definitely something to keep our eyes on. So, listeners, what do you think? Are these features going to change the game for the better? Or is this just paving the way for a whole new breed of digital headaches? Let us know, and until next time, stay vigilant out there.